In today's video, I'm reviewing the new Pierce 4x4 honeycomb cutter, and I can't wait to see how it performs. Hope you enjoy it. Just like that. Look at that. Beautiful. I'd like to mention that this is a unit I paid for myself. This is not a sponsored video, so I'm going to give you my wholehearted review of this product. So in saying that, enjoy the video, and I hope you're able to pick up some tidbits and advice if this is something that you want to buy for yourself. So let's have a look at see what you get right out of the box. So as for my first impressions on this unit, I have to say I am very impressed. It is well built, and that is something you would expect for a made in America product. Looks very durable. It looks like this is a machined brass piece that the heating element passes through the handle and heats up, which in essence heats up this metal 4x4 cutter. The weight and feel of it gives me the impression that this is something that I'll be able to pass on to my kids if they take over beekeeping. But this is a very well built piece of equipment, I must say. The craftsmanship is quite impressive, very durable, feels very sturdy, nothing loose or shaking around in this unit. So overall build quality, I have to give this a 10 out of 10. For the electric controls, this is something that is very unique to Pierce in that a lot of their other hot cutting tools, from what I understand, have the same controller that you're able to control the temperature. So the way this works, or from my understanding, is that you will set it to its maximum for about 10 to 15 minutes and then bring it back down to the cutting zone between 5 and 7. I'm gonna go a little lower. I don't want to scorch the wax or honey as I'm cutting it, so I'm gonna keep it in between 3 and 4 and really see how it performs under that. And if I need to, I'll increase the temps. What's nice about this unit is it's quite heavy, so you don't really need to apply much pressure. I'm essentially letting the weight of the unit just kind of pass through the piece along with the heat and how sharp the end is. It kind of just does all the work on its own. There's a second piece right there. Looks quite nice, these two pieces here. So I'm just going to gently lift this up or move this over here, and I'll let the edges here drain off, and as I cut some more. I don't hear any sizzling or anything like that. It's just passing right through this. Like a hot knife through butter, I think they say. Similar to that. Or now in this case, it's like a Pierce cutter through honeycomb. So it's quite impressive. Quite impressive. Look at that, that's nice. So I'm taking the edge. This is my very first time using this, so, you know, I didn't make the most optimal use of the complete frame, but I did a pretty good job. So you may be thinking, what is the big deal? Who cares? You know, why would you want to buy something like this? Well, in the time it took me to cut these two frames using the Pierce honeycomb cutter, ordinarily how you would do it is using one of these, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've used this in the past, but look how different it is, you know, in terms of speed, depending on how much you have. So you would leave a mark, you'd place it like this, you'd take it out, you'd see where the stencil is, where it's marked out. You'd push it in a bit. Now you could push it all the way through, that's not a problem, but I found in the past, you know, you break a lot of the cells. So here you have your outline, and then essentially you'd get a knife and you'd run it through the comb and cut it manually. Now you could see just the time it takes to do this versus just pressing, you know, and using the hot comb cutter. I gotta say it's very innovative in that, you know, it solves a big problem in saving time, and it's not that expensive of a unit, and for something that's gonna last quite some time, you know, it's something I like. I'm glad that I added in my repertoire of beekeeping tools, because you know what, I'm a gadget and gizmo guy. I like, you know, adding to my repertoire of tools, because it just makes your life easier. It helps save you time. So just multiple passes. I think this might be the last pass to get this out. There we go. So move that to the side, and I'll compare. We could kind of just compare the edges itself. So if I make a cut here, just have a look when this cutter's through. I don't want to put too much pressure. Okay, it's through. Let's have a look at the edges. You could kind of see how this little jagged here, and it's very crisp over there. I didn't go all the way through, but I could always clean that up. That's not an issue. But you can just see and compare the two on the cut finish you would get with the Pierce cutter versus the manual cutter. So I do think there is a big difference. Whether or not that's something that matters to you, that's completely up to you. But for me, when I'm packaging my goods, it's something that the customer sees and notices, and I want to take pride in my product and how it shows. So you can see a better look over there. Yeah, so overall, I'm very happy with the performance, how it cuts. You just have to monitor the temperature. But overall, it's a huge time saver. You can see the comparison right there. Hello everyone, in an effort of keeping this video short and sweet, how do I rate the overall performance of this Pierce 4x4 cutter? Well, in terms of build quality and overall design, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. It's built well, it's heavy, the weight of the unit along with the heat allows it to pass through the honeycomb on its own without forcing it and potentially damaging any of the capping. So you have that nice visual appeal in your product packaging. So give that a 10 out of 10. In dealing with the company themselves, being here in Canada, usually that's a little bit difficult with American companies, but in this case, I also have to give them a 10 out of 10. Customer service was great. They were very open in their communication and giving me feedback on what's going on. So in terms of customer service, I have to give them a 10 out of 10 overall. Now, is this product for you? Well, if you're someone who's going to be, you know, producing 5, 10 honey supers of just cut comb honey, then the answer is I'd probably say yes, because the time it saves you in cutting all the combs, you know, you're going to be way ahead if, you know, as opposed to doing it the traditional method with the template and a knife. So if this is something you want to invest in, you could be rest assured that I hope that this is something that will last me, you know, the years to come, for me to pass it down to my kids because of that build quality. It's not cheap. It's not cheap in feel or build, and you really get what you pay for. I think it's an affordable unit. I think it's well worth the investment. Depending on what you sell your cut comb for, you know, a couple of honey supers later and you've paid for the unit. So hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Have a good one.